Namaste, sir. Why do Indians keep getting hit by trains? I wanted to see this so freaking much. By Count Dankula channel. Yeah, let's watch this. This is gonna be marvelous.
Today I've got something a little bit different for you. On this channel, we usually deal with the past. But today, we're going to discuss something that's rather strange and is still ongoing.
Don't stay in the way of the train, sir.
My buddy Sargon of Akkad released a video asking why so many Indian people fall victim to accidents involving trains, and why they're so cocksure and blasé about the prospect of getting hit by such massive death machines. Well, I don't know, Carl. How come whenever we play Mount and Blade, your men always keep getting hit by my cavalry? But anyway, this is an interesting question. And you know what? The more I thought about it, the more fascinated I became. Until I decided, okay, I'll do it for you, Carl. I'll do it for you. I'm your top guy. So I put my top guy on the case.
Ooh, I wonder who is. Let's see the top guy. What a marvelous country. No, go away.
The main streets of downtown New Delhi, where the traveling broads don't either love, but they certainly pray. I'm neck deep in the shit and my investigation ain't even started. You know, I once thought I could clean up this town. When your source finds a body in the Ganges, you gotta tell them to narrow it down. That changes a man. Something stinks here, and I gotta figure out what.
So stinks here.
Ticket punched and not even on board. What could drive a
Is
man
that
to do
even
this?
something to figure
Must have been
out?
some day. What's this? A Brahmin. Ah, Jesus, this goes all the way to the top. Gotta check this out with my informant later. I swear to God, that fish knew something. Bastard's always trying to curry favor. Can't blame him. City this crowded, you're rubbing shoulders with everyone. I better watch my step.
This bastard.
So, after a long and grueling investigation, my intrepid investigator has reported back. Now, most people think that it's just complete stupidity that created all of those live leak videos.
Bastards.
It still is mostly just that, but it does turn out that there might actually be a deep historical and cultural reason for why Indian people do this. So, let's take a look at his findings together and find out why Indian people are always getting hit by trains. Juggernaut Theory.
Juggernaut Theory.
Please leave a like and a comment on this video because it really helps me in the algorithm.
No, it doesn't. And that's why you laugh. Because you know the truth.
Oh, hi. Didn't see you there. If you're a gamer like me, you'll know that too long hunched over a desk can cause posture issues and back pain. And sometimes you wish you could practice your secret jiu-jitsu finishing move by standing up while working. Well, thanks to FlexiSpot, you can. Whether for health reasons or simply having a job or hobby that requires a change in the height of your workstation, you can achieve a whole new level of comfort with the E7 Pro standing desk.
I don't know, Count. I don't know that it doesn't seem too comfortable. Like it doesn't seem too comfortable.
My staff especially love it because they like to pace around the office a lot while they think. So not having to get up and sit down every single time they want to make notes or turn their stream of consciousness into scripts has been very handy for them. And the spectrum of my minion stimming habits is just as wide.
What the fuck? how high it gets.
is this bad boy's range of motion, which adjusts between 25 inches and, this is awkward, which adjusts between 25 and 50.6 inches in height with a dual motor 3-stage semi-C leg structure. It's nice to finally have a desk that my kids can't climb on. The Black
That's definitely a lot of height, a lot of height that it can reach.
Templars have almost been completely wiped out by the 5th Chaos God known as Ginger Toddler. And
I bet it would cost my soul if I wanted the one. I bet that.
I could fit so many points on this bad boy because it has a standing capacity of 440 pounds, as you can see, which is definitely a lot more than I weigh. I promise. But also
I will definitely use G-string standing instead of sit all the time. I would be swapping for streaming standing and sitting. So I wouldn't, be sitting the entire time, yeah.
also means that this unit is so sturdy that a pretty little thing like you can even join me up here. But not only is the E7 Pro strong, it's also stable. You won't have to worry about all of your stuff.
It's almost two of the mine together. Yeah, mine has it's almost around here. It's almost two together.
Wobbling around while moving the desktop up and down. And as if the deal couldn't get any
I wouldn't be able to put this here. Literally, I don't have space. My house is so small.
sweeter, FlexiSpot also offers a 15-year warranty and a 30-day risk-free return service. So take a stand by clicking my link in the description box down below or going to flexispot.com and using my code YTE730 to get $30 off of the E7 Pro. Or if you have a limited budget, you can choose their E7.
Which ones?
And
Which one figures?
About all of your stuff.
You mean these figures? I have no idea. I bet this one costs like $700 to $8,000. This one. I would say this one it's around 500. And these two, each one would be around 200. I don't know.
Wobbling around while moving the desktop up and down. And, as if the deal couldn't get any sweeter, FlexiSpot also offers a 15-year warranty and a 30-day risk-free return service. So, take a stand by clicking my link in the description box.
They are 40K, so you know they are expensive? Oh my god!
Down below or going to flexispot.com and using my code YTE730 to get $30 off of the
Oh, the big one is 1K. Oh, so I was right.
E7 Pro. Or, if you have a limited budget, you can choose their E7. And feel free to check out their other standing desks and ergonomic chairs as well, which are available with site-wide discounts for medical purposes for students and graduates for teachers.
If it's free, the discount is bigger. It's better you it's better you have like a 3D printer, and be very creative with that.
And even for the military. Hoorah! But anyway, back to the video. I must go now.
Okay, Dunkler, we had enough of this.
Look,
Of this.
I am
This
aware that by
propaganda.
diving into this topic, I am running the risk of getting out of my lane here and there, and that some of what I'm about to present may smack of conjecture. However, I am not looking to make any definitive statements. Generalizations, absolutely, hashtag not all and all that, but no opinions stated, implied, or coming to you in a dream are my own, or held by anyone working for or representing the Count Dankula YouTube channel. I can't say that no offence is intended because I'm me, but I don't intend to smear anyone enough to cause an international incident or draw the ire of Indians, especially when they make up 99% of the content moderators on YouTube. Ribbings are guaranteed, but don't worry, I'm not a serious person. At the end of the day, I'm no sociologist. Just an internet schizo with an interest in trains and other cultures, just presenting a simple theory. Now, with all of that out of the way, in 2011, railway deaths in India were recorded at 25,000 per year. So, fucks up with that. Well, if you have ever seen any picture of any Indian train, you will know that most of those lives were cut short by Occam's razor. The trains are too fucking crowded. In 2016, there were
Oh, I watched many such videos of engines and trains. Oh my god.
only 11,000 trains to
Pure
serve over a
Schadenfreude.
billion people. And well over 18 million tickets are sold every
Schadenfreude or Schadenfreude? I don't know.
single day. There's nowhere near enough space for everyone. So it's just taken for granted that anyone who can't pack themselves into the carriages like sardines will just climb onto the top of the train or hang off the sides. And then, at a rate of 2 per hour in 2020, they will fall off, get electrocuted by overhead power cables, or get whacked by poles and signposts next to the tracks. And most importantly, not learning that deciding against keeping your arms and legs inside the vehicle at all times is a fucking stupid idea. And even worse, it's not just the passengers that keep falling, but the trains themselves, which get derailed all too often. This is due to the strain of the excessive weight from overcrowded trains, the consequences of running aged and poorly maintained trains, the rails themselves succumbing to untreated wear and tear from the temperature fluctuations of extreme weather events warping the steel itself, signalling failures, or just basic bitch human error. While most of the
All I suggested was that it was okay to feed the trains food. Oh my god.
network has been electrified in recent years, it's still in dire need of expansion and a facelift. Especially since some of the more rural services have barely been updated since the Raj. Oh, and you're going to love this one, hot off the presses, even the fucking trains are getting hit by trains. But
What?
even the fucking
Two good trains derail in Jharkhand. Services hit as trains cancelled, diverted.
trains are getting hit by trains. But that doesn't account for all of those railway injuries. Sure, getting on an Indian train is almost tantamount to suicide, but what about all of the unlucky bastards who get hit by the damn things? And why does it happen so often that there are montages of all of these incidents all over the internet? I'm obviously not going to show you any of that footage in this video. But why is it almost always recorded, and why is the demeanour of those involved always so casual? Well, I think it's cultural. And the result of India
What was your first hint? What was your first hint to that, Declan?
being very caste-brained. There is a concept among Indians called Izzat, which is essentially a reputation-based honour system, or a face culture. And it is taken very seriously. Not just on the individual level, but one is expected to also maintain and elevate the honour of their family
Redeem big saw.
and caste, which manifests in a whole range of ways. You've got the noble
Hello,
ways,
Emerald
such as
Minis,
almost
hello.
1.5 million Indians volunteering to fight in the Great War, to the amusing ways, like our favourite daily performance of affected Chowdhury, to the piss-take ways, like elevating one family's honour with a healthy dose of nepotism. Right down to the downright
Yeah, so
insidious
healthy.
ways, like restoring honour
Because
through
we all
honour
love
killings that
nepotism.
sadly still happen. or preserving honour and projecting loyalty through a practice known as sati, which no longer happens.
No
You're
longer
welcome.
happens.
But to lighten the tone a little bit, the reason why I'm bringing up Izzat is the fact that India is very much a culture of aura farming. Ironically. And it's very heavily dialed
yeah,
up
and
by
good.
social media.
Thank you.
We all know what
Yeah, I
status
love
games are like
Contemplate
among
too. Very
friend
nice.
groups and smaller communities. But when that arena expands to the
Life
entire
burning.
internet, you really need to go big or go home when you're showing off. So, the stunts and feats of bravery that chronically online Indians try to pull off just get more and more outrageous.
That
And
is also
we
little
have the receipts
trains,
to
but that
prove it
cruise
because
too.
India is the world's capital in what has been dubbed Kelfies, which are selfies that resulted in the deaths of their subjects. And they are such a disproportionately
What the
large
fuck?
problem in
Like
India
memes?
that the state, the Indian government
No.
itself,
Memes
has
don't
mounted
do that.
campaigns to try and discourage them. And I think that's why we've got so many headlines of Indians getting hit by trains while taking selfies. You can just take a picture with a train from a safe distance. I'm sure all of you know that firsthand, you know, it's not that fucking hard. But these guys are so close to the trains that I can only assume that they're playing a sort of online game of chicken with the trains, looking to mug their friends by being the one who got the closest. Other ridiculous stunts that one can only fathom as attempts to
Yes,
flex
because this is gonna
include
define their
lying on the
lives.
tracks and letting the train pass
Maybe not their lives, but probably will define their deaths.
over them, taking selfies and running too close to the tracks, and making a big show of riding on top of the trains. And Izzat isn't just about projecting a certain image, but also maintaining it by any means necessary, which can result in serious
Any
reprisals
means
against others
necessary.
if they get one over on you. Because the flip side of honour is shame. You see, there are three types of societies: guilt-based, shame-based, and fear-based. The more
What?
societies: guilt-based, shame
Guilt-based, shame-based, and fear-based. Well, one not the three of them. I feel like my culture has the three of them.
based and fear-based. The more often than not Western guilt-based societies
Wait. Which color is my count painted? Guilty? I mean, yeah, literally any of these that I can think about actually fits my country. They painted this with guilty, but I think it's literally all of them.
and fear-based. The more often than not Western guilt-based societies are enforced on the more individual level, with the emphasis being on personal conscience, i.e., you feel bad because you did something wrong. And shame-based societies tend to operate more collectively, where others look down on you because you did something wrong. Essentially, in guilt-based societies, wrongdoing is bad for your soul. And in shame-based societies, wrongdoing is bad for your social standing. Therefore, the latter places great emphasis on honour based on your behaviour. Not just in maintaining it for yourself, but also getting even if someone dishonours you. This is rather important because as a shame-based society, it means that India is essentially a nation of Season 1 Zucos who exhibit a similar level of decision-making. Hence the so-called Kelfies and a fuck you got mine attitude that leads to other wildly dangerous activities that we're going to get into a little bit later. I mean, what are you going to do?
Oh.
Not pile on to the top and side of the train like everybody else?
Yeah.
You some kind of pussy? You're not just going to let that train driver pull away
Do not
without you on board,
attempt,
are you? You fucking mug?
S-word.
You bloody fuck? Be a man and run across multiple sets of live train tracks to get to your platform like the rest of us.
Yeah,
After all,
or ride it.
So what if you die? What is there to be afraid of?
Ride on top of it.
You'll just come back again. And if you die, you probably had it coming for
Yeah, you
something a
respawn.
past you did.
You respawn near the piece of a cow.
Anyway. So what's the big deal? Yeah, I've got a little bit of a feeling that whole reincarnation and karma thing might also play a role in this. You all know what karma is. The cause and effect of one's actions in past lives affecting their future lives, whether for good or ill. It tends to lead one to believe that the bad things happening to them were largely predetermined by whatever their past selves were up to, which can result in an unhealthy degree of fatalism. Well, unhealthy, but absolute. Karma doesn't result in the whole future being written in stone like in Islam. Hindus' choices still matter. But whatever their past selves were up to just means that they are playing with a stacked deck. Or, in this case, a stacked train. But even so, with all of that in mind, surely dying is just whatever. What's the worst that could happen? A mulligan. I mean, if you unflinchingly run across 2 train tracks to reach a platform and you get turned into strawberry jam, well, that could be only good for your karma, right? Like how the best way to achieve fame in Night City is to die in a blaze of gunfire and glory. Surely, swaggering across and laying down the gauntlet against tons and tons of locomotive death and getting obliterated without a care in the world would earn you at least some karma points to unlock a buff or 2 in the weirdest roguelike of all time. It certainly seems that way because Indians are very, very far from risk-averse, especially when it comes to driving. India's roads are so dire not just because they're always gridlocked, but because people are always jostling.
People do people do the dream still on India to own cars.
And cutting
I mean, it's not just because of the price; it's because they literally cannot even use them.
Each other up to get to where they need to be first. They don't want anyone getting past them or holding them up.
Etc.
Again, face culture. The same goes for other insane antics like pedestrians and cyclists yelling Leroy Jenkins at level crossings or crossing tracks at stations to get onto other platforms. God damn it, they will catch their train even if it's the last thing they ever do. And it just fucking might be. Sheer carelessness continues to be a big killer outside of the stations, with rural migrant workers and pilgrims just milling around and even sleeping on the tracks. But it might not just be a case of indifference. They simply might not know better. You see, the average IQ in India is 76, which is
76. Oh my God, my country reached that.
6 points above what is considered an intellectual disability. Sorry, I just wanted to hear everyone's arseholes clenching when I brought up race and IQ. But anyway, for reference, the average IQ of most Western countries is around 100. I don't point this out to call Indian people stupid or anything like that.
Well, I don't know. I wouldn't say that US still has 100, to be honest. I would say maybe 93, 95, or maybe 90. I don't dare say that US still has 100. I know that back then, a few years ago, when I studied, like, I think it was around 4 or 5 years ago, it really was 100, but I doubt that it is that now, to be honest.
God knows, those extra points.
People don't even remember or know what was the 11th of September. Don't try to fool me saying that the IQ of people US is right now 100. It's not.
That we have really do.
As I don't believe that the IQ of my people is still 83. It's probably less than that. I would say it's 75, maybe 70. This number is so freaking outdated. It's so outdated.
Us Western midwits, no fucking favours. Just look at the fucking state of us. But I bring it up because it could be an explanatory factor in our train conundrum. You see, lower IQ people do tend to be more impulsive and partake in more risky and dangerous behaviour. Like answering nature's call just to find out that gravity was also calling. They also tend to have a higher time preference, i.e. prioritising the now over the future. Therefore, even if there are other trains to wait for, it might simply just not occur to them to just wait for the next fucking train. As far as many Indians are concerned, they did have breakfast this morning, and now they have a fucking train to catch. For its size, India has been developing rather rapidly, but the process still only started just very recently. So some parts
I
of
don't
India
know. I
are
I
a
don't
little
believe
bit
I have.
civilizationally
Which IQ test might have it better at 142? Oh, you guys are talking with each other because of course I doubt I have more than 100. I really doubt. Then I would be happy with 100. I did many of these tests. They usually point over like 120, 130 or more. But I don't trust that. They see too much ridiculous. They see too much retarded faking gay. I don't trust enough those. But I would be happy if I had at least 100.
to put it delicately, lagging behind. 40% of the country
I just wanna be, an average person. I don't wanna be like I don't have the necessity of being like to achieve greatness in everything or be like the exception. But what I mean by average, I'm saying the good old average that it's supposed to be common, which it is, by the way, the IQ in 100. But sadly, I come from a country where people don't even have 80 anymore.
wasn't
So
even
I honestly don't
electrified
know
in the
how
year
I am alive.
2000, though this is practically universal now. 12.5%, or about 160 million Indian people,
I don't know, Eustace. There are some implications, probably all psychological and independent of the others, but there they are, yes. Kind of make difference, yeah.
still lack toilets. And 45% of Indians are still without internet. Thank fucking God. But the problem is that when a country advances so quickly, it can take time for the people themselves to catch up. See also boomers and literally anything with a CPU in it. But, like how boomers got spiritually one-shotted by the colourful screens powered by those CPUs, could those rural pilgrims and migrant workers be milling around on the tracks on purpose? Could they have seen those massive steel locomotives for the first time and developed a very darkly religious fascination with them? Because you see, despite these trains being sort of new, to the old school Indian people, they might be surprisingly familiar. Now, I know that
Oh,
you're all
really?
asking, why trains in particular? Well, there is one possible
That's a good
explanation.
question.
The Juggernaut. You may have read a certain
Juggernaut.
green text before.
Here you
and
go,
I've got
guys,
a feeling that
finally.
it might give us a little bit of a hint as to why this might be the case. As you can see, OP posits that the Indian psyche has something deep-seated in the primordial monkey brain that really wants to get absolutely fucking crushed by something absolutely fucking huge. To the point where children are sacrificed
It's some kind of inherited natural selection inside their DNA that wants them to be unalive themselves so freaking much to delete their genes out of existence, something like that.
to giant temples on wheels. So let's take a look at the veracity of the
Giant
claims here
temples on
and see
wheels.
if OP might have stumbled upon the key to all
Redeem me, giant spa.
of this. First off, I think we can safely dismiss the last bit about cows and elephants. In Indian culture, cows are sacred. Not just because they're big and dangerous, but because they are religiously symbolic mother figures. And who doesn't love elephants? God certainly loves elephants. The term juggernaut, which to us
Elephants
refers
are
to a
pretty much
huge,
smart,
unstoppable,
so freaking
destructive
smart.
force, actually comes from the Indian Sanskrit word Jagannath, which means Lord of the World. It is a giant idol of the god Krishna on wheels that gets rolled out alongside idols of the other gods Balabhadra and Subhadra. And you can see why the word juggernaut got its meaning from these temple chariot things, because they are absolutely fucking massive. Being 96 feet tall, weighing over 300 tons, and needing thousands of people to pull them along. Amusingly, their weight does get them stuck in the mud a lot. The Juggernauts come out for an annual festival called Rath Yatra. A few take place across
Rath
India, but the
Yatra?
biggest
Rath
and most
Yatra?
attractive location to pilgrims is in Puri, Odessa, because canonically that's where the three gods live. And Rath Yatra is a massive deal because back in the day, the untouchable caste weren't allowed into the temples. So this was the one chance for everyone to see their gods all at once. And it seems like a few people got a little bit carried away by the sheer majesty of the Juggernauts. And they sacrificed
really?
themselves to the gods underneath the wheels.
She sacrificed themselves to the gods underneath the wheels.
According to a New York Times article from 1864 with a lot of gory details, an intrepid visitor to the festival said, and I quote, "Saw upon the ground a very old woman, all wrinkled and puckered up, with scarcely a lineament of her face recognisable for blood and dust. Her right foot was hanging by a thread. The wheels had passed over the centre of her nearly naked body, and a faint quiver of anguish ran through her frame as she seemed to struggle to rise." Another body that fell victim to the religious frenzy was described as, and I quote, "but a heap of mangled flesh." However, the author also reported that the authorities did step in to try and stop any would-be martyrs from literally painting the town red, which is also mentioned in footage held by British Pathy that I sadly can't show here because British Pathy are massive copyright hawks. Just look up Juggernaut on their YouTube channel whilst refraining from flaming them in the comments because I know what you're all fucking like. But anyway, the guards clearly weren't enough of a deterrent because the deaths were
Keep
still
me
ubiquitous
sad.
enough that the Juggernaut, quote, crushed out of life with every revolution of its hideous
Flooding me
wheels,
like
covered as they were
cows.
with human flesh and gore.
I'm the Juggernaut, bitch!
No! No! No, 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 no! No!
Also marking out the deaths as just rather routine was the fact that the Brahmins were reported as being completely fucking unfazed about the horror unfolding before them. Though this could just as likely be casteism. However, the author also suggests that these self-sacrifices are covered up as accidents and that the numbers are actually downplayed because the authorities know that it's just not a fucking good look. And self-sacrifice is a
Invaded India
common
with
theme in
tanks,
accounts of the
wooden paths,
Juggernaut that
fiery
reached the
shot.
West in the 19th
Yeah, because they would willingly sacrifice themselves over the tanks.
century, with this artist's
Sacrifice
rendition
to
from
the gods.
1837 being very, very explicit about how its subjects died. And rather damningly, after the invention of the camera, photographic evidence emerged. Like this snapshot from 1931 of a British man pulling two children away from the Juggernaut's wheels. And unless those children were just auditioning for roles in Prometheus, it really looks to me like they were just sitting right in front of those wheels on purpose. However, there are contrasting contemporary accounts. An
Purpose.
1873 report in the College Courant suggests that the impression of human sacrifice to the
1873.
Juggernaut
Long time.
came from foreigners who were witnessing just accidents. It also says that the religious texts concerning the festival make no mention whatsoever of sacrifice, and that dying in a temple renders the temple unclean. So, with all of that in mind, why desecrate a temple on wheels with your own blood? It is a compelling case for the deaths being just accidents. But the article does concede that the odd suicide does happen. Specifically, not self-sacrifice, but some severely ill, wretched soul seeking a quick opportunity to check out and end their suffering. But still, if you don't mean to get
and
crushed,
that's suffering.
then why are you purposefully standing right in front of the giant crushing literal juggernaut? And also, if it really is just a bunch of accidents,
incomprehensible. It's like I said, it's an impulse. It's bigger than them. They don't think about that. They just let it flow through them. They just let it flow, guys. Did I show you guys? I don't think I did. But we have a type, like a place here in my country. I don't remember which state exactly, where people, where people will definitely like they would drink beer and listen to funk while inside a contaminated river, you know, like a untreated sewer, you know, open sewer, and they would dance inside of it. And come on, I gotta show this to you guys. This is so incredible. This is so crazy.
some severely ill, wretched soul seeking a quick opportunity to check out and
Look at this. Look at this. Look at this.
Look, the first time I saw the rap bar, I didn't even know show off. Arrived at the most anticipated bar of what?
This is my culture, okay? This is my culture.
I immediately played the video, but the second time I looked, I said, what's this? And then I had to show it to my wife. I said, look at this. Then a little while later, I saw it. Wow, what's this? He's putting a rat around the girl's neck.
All right, this is the rap bar. The one of the moment has to respect it.
A fucking rat.
Then I shook my head, right? I said to my wife, oh, now all that's missing is for them to want to drink this water. Then I kept looking. I said, no, calm down. And then there was a guy doing push-ups, putting his face in this filthy water. Oh no, that was too much for my head. Look, the first time I saw...
You see?
Today we're going for a stroll through Recif's famous open-air stream. And there's the rat bar, and no it's not. Yeah, I refuse to believe it either. Even a piece of feces was floating next to them. I'm not obligated to watch this scene alone. So tell me, do you think they're killing it? Comment here. Wow! Today we're going for
So that's why I have been comparing lately, and even more like discovering that now India is in front of Brazil in treated sewer, you know, and things like that. Yeah, I think my country is becoming India. Like, really. We didn't have this stuff. This is very recent. It's like since the last year from now that this appeared, and this is the first of its kind. But how long up until more of these pop outs out there, you know? So yeah, we are becoming India.
then that's a lot of fucking accidents. But the Juggernaut deaths really could just be accidents. Because everyone at the festival really, really wants to go up and touch the fucking things. And the crowds are so big that you won't be surprised to hear that unfortunate souls often get killed in stampedes or caught under the Juggernaut's wheels because so many people are rushing forward to touch the things that they just get shoved right under the wheels. Unfortunately, as recently as 2010, the crowds around the Juggernauts have killed people. However,
Yes,
these days
yeah.
security is kept pretty tight and crowd control measures
You start saying, is this what you do in your free time? Definitely not.
are in place to
You.
minimise the chances of things going awry. But they can only do so much with such a huge and rowdy crowd. And the security forces are probably there looking for a different kind of suicidal religious maniac anyway. I couldn't find any modern sources directly corroborating the green text claim about Indians playing chicken with the Juggernaut. But as we discussed with the selfie deaths, I can hardly assume that they are hardly above such behaviour. Besides, dying horribly must be good for one's karma upon reincarnation. And they must be pretty reassured by this because they're so blasé around trains that they even let their cows graze right next to the tracks. And you'd think they would be more careful with those. By the way, since cows are sacred, would getting killed by a cow that was hit by a train be a net positive or negative? Is being killed by a cow bad karma? Would that cancel out the holiness of getting hit by a train? Or does one have a greater effect than the other? Despite the cow, was the train still strong enough to launch the poor bastard into paradise? Or was the train an outright net positive because getting smited by a cow, rather than causing bad karma, was actually a punishment for bad karma, which wiped the guy's debt clean and left him with the extra train credit to use in the next life? I don't fucking know. Indian beliefs are confusing. Considering the mad scramble to touch the juggernauts every year, I don't struggle to believe that at least some aspiring juggernauts were hitching a ride to paradise under the wheels.
Juggernaut.
By some comically dark coincidence, trains have even been known to plough right through Hindu
Callistus,
festivals
yes, of course.
held on or near tracks. If these deaths are supposed to be accidents, why are you holding your festivals on fucking train tracks on purpose? That said, the reports of routine human sacrifice are almost certainly exaggerated. Human sacrifice, and especially child sacrifice, is a fairly common stick to lambast other religions with, from Carthage to Tenochtitlan. And the Juggernaut has even been directly compared to Moloch. And if you don't know who Moloch is, don't worry, he knows you, but most of you are not ready for that conversation. Keep your cross in your chest and your rifle by your side. But anyway, like most reports coming from Christian missionaries and Western visitors to far-off lands, the Juggernaut stories usually came with a heavy...
Yeah, the modern woman love Moloch, right? Like, after all, they don't stop aborting over and over again.
tone of
Abortion is just a ritual to Moloch.
moralistic, look at this pagan nonsense undertones. So, is there something to the green text Juggernaut theory? Calling rural India rural is an understatement to say the least. While the cities are somewhat westernised and New Delhi even has a shiny new subway that might actually be cleaner than Glasgow's, India as a whole is nowhere near as developed as you would expect from the cities. It's almost like stepping 500 years backwards when venturing out into the Indian sticks. And there's a reason why the Federation in Star Trek has the Prime Directive: when you introduce people to an advanced technology way too quickly, it can really do a number on them. Hence it taking a while for the native Hawaiians on the Sandwich Islands to figure out that James Cook wasn't a god when they first met him. Julius Malema infamously saying that South Africa doesn't need farmers because food comes from the store. And the emergence of every cargo cult. Could it be such a stretch to believe that there might be something lingering in the collective psyche that causes country bumpkins to see trains and start screaming Lisan al Gaib? It all reminds me of an experiment that scientists did to test generational knowledge and generational fear/trauma. Basically, they were trying to figure out why animals just seem to know things from the moment they're born. How do bees know how to build a hive? How does a spider know how to build a web? How do all primates by default have a universal fear of snakes and just know that they're bad? There
How do ages attract themselves to death at the trains?
is a fine line between instinct and also just being born with knowledge. The scientists decided to test this out with day-old baby chicks by projecting shadows onto the ceiling. They projected shadows of sparrows, airplanes.
Oh, thank you, Mirad. Thank you, Mirad Muniz. Thank you. I honestly have a folder and I put everyone's image that they do of me there. And when I gonna use, I don't remember which one is from which one anymore, to be honest. But yeah, I'm glad that you're happy that yeah. I use a lot of images that a lot of people do of me.
Planes, pigeons, seagulls, etc., and the chicks just didn't react. They just carried on milling around and being chicks. But as soon as the scientists projected a shadow of a hawk on the ceiling, all of the chicks immediately scattered in fear and ran for cover. These chicks are just a day old. How do they know what a hawk is, what a hawk looks like, and how do they know that it's dangerous?
Oh, thank you so much
with a
for
culture
more
that has
5
spent
minutes.
hundreds,
Thank
possibly
you.
thousands of years
so
running
lovely
up
as
to
always.
the
Thank you,
great
thank
big
you.
lurching death machine with a religious zealotry so extreme that they will actively chuck themselves under its wheels and also allegedly, even throw their own children and babies in front of it. Could the desire to do that have been passed down generationally? Where we
Thank you
arrived
so
at the
much,
point where
Ethan.
Indians feel naturally compelled to run up and fuck with the giant 300-ton death machine rattling towards them at about 100 miles an hour? Probably not, and that's probably a giant pile of bullshit. I mean, you know me, I'm always more than happy to flex my noticing credentials, but I do think that one is a bit of a stretch. There's certainly plenty of scope to debate whether or not the Juggernaut is meant to be a giant Jeep mortar and pestle until the cows come home. Reverently, of course. But from what I've been able to dig into, I don't think there's enough evidence to prove that trains factor into that equation. And considering how implicitly verboten the idea of human sacrifice is, I doubt that anyone will be able to properly test the theory anytime soon. Since sections of the populace sacrificing themselves to Ringo Starr is a really bad look for the emerging superpower push. But if a more solid link does exist, I'm more than confident that our friend at the Jolly Heretic, Professor Dutton, would be more than capable of finding it. And he probably wants to. Ultimately, I think that the main reason why so many Indians get hit and killed by trains is the simple fact that they just don't give a shit. I don't want to be mean,
Natural selection.
disparaging here, for once, but unfortunately, when you have an unfathomably massive population that's entrenched in a rigid caste system, even despite the caste system being out of legal force now, there is no way around the fact that life is just treated as much cheaper over
That's
there
not
than
true.
it is
He
here,
just loves
which
shit.
puts a real dampener on risk
They don't
aversion.
shower. It's
I've got a friend
karma.
who once went to India and he swears to God that little children were playing chicken with cars in the street. So, why do so many Indians get hit by trains, especially when taking selfies? Well, Carl, it all boils down to honour and glory hunting.
Seriously, the self-observation is so low in India? I think there's a lot of low freaks there.
I hope that addresses your concerns to a satisfactory degree. The Indians are simply flexing. They're just...
Yes, simply flexing. Yes, forming aura.
not very good at it. I could be wrong though. It could just be the fact that 1 in 36 Indian
No,
children
you're
are
not.
autistic.
You're not.
And they just really fucking like trains.
Oh yeah, they love trains so much. They love so much that they wanna be under one.
Sometimes
They wanna become pasta. They wanna become cream cheese under the train. Tomato cream or something.
you just gotta get your hands dirty. But it's done. The power of the press prevailed and I've blown the case wide open. But was it worth it? The truth is out there, but will they listen? Or is this just another
The
stop
truth
in a
is
life
out
on
there.
rails? It's hard to quit when you've been doing something for too long. I often wonder if my
My
search
train
for answers will
release.
ever end.
Oh, family
Just got a
lines.
call from my editor. Something about ghost people in Paris.
My train
Were they
release.
werewolves?
Holy
Cannibals?
family line suck.
Either way, I never did like snails.
Oh god.
Just before you
What? How we ended with the snails? I didn't pay attention.
go, I've got a live event coming up.
Tomato bust. Passi, yeah, tomato pass.
Up on Wednesday, the 17th of September in London. We're basically doing a live panel show discussing Trump's campaign.
What? I think Nisha wanna be it. I think I saw a video clipping Brandon Harris diving awards that had an Indian guy that flexed by shooting himself in the chest. Oh god.
Campaign, his term, all the drama that's happened, the Epstein files, and we're going to be basically just discussing a lot of things about Trump, and it's going to be like a panel show, kind of like Have I Got News For You, but actually funny. And it's going to be me, it's going to be Lewis Schaefer, Alistair Williams, Nico DeSanto, and it's going to be taking place in London on Wednesday, the 17th of September. And you can buy tickets for it down below. These things are just an excuse for me to hang out with all of you and get very, very drunk. So,
Yeah,
if you want to get
of
tickets,
course,
you
of
can buy them
course
down
not.
below, and hopefully I'll see you there in London on Wednesday, the 17th of September.
It's Count Dankula on YouTube!
Yeah, very nice video. Had a lot of fun. Definitely was a lot of fun. Damn, I bet like I would have even more fun if I wasn't so sleepy right here. Like I bet a lot of things passed because I was more dead than alive here on my chair. I almost sleepy right here on the street. Damn, because it's what I told you guys earlier. Do you guys remember I saying like I woke up like 4 a.m.? I woke up 4 a.m. and it's already like over midnight, almost 1 a.m. now. So I'm almost completing 24 hours deprived of sleeping. That's insane. That's crazy. So yeah, I'm definitely tired. And I had like 2 energy drinks today. And even so, it wasn't enough. I'm so freaking tired. So yeah, I just want to remind you guys to join our Discord server. You can do that by going through the link tree that is on your screen right now, or typing discord.gg/Kitsune Mizuki. There you'll find like an amazing community of foxlings, very like-minded people, others not so much. But you feel yourself, find yourself at home if you're not a Woktard, a demonic kami, or a centrist fence-sitter, that it's the same as being the left. So no, those are not welcome. If you're like then, what the fuck are you doing here? Just get the fuck off and don't join my Discord server if that's the case. But in case you're not, if you're a very basic church that likes to laugh at the face of the Quangles, so yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome to join and make part of the community of foxlings. There you will find like move nights, game nights, and watch parties as well. Many cool stuff to do. Yes, I still have some roles to implement in that day, guys, but we are working on that. But you will like it. You will like it. Yeah. And while you are at that on the link tree, support Foxel through Patreon or Ko-Fi, or if none of those are great to you, consider gifting or subscribing at Kick. On Patreon, we have many types of memberships that give different perks. Some of them like being like access to exclusive content or special rules on Discord server, and many other things like take a look there, and that's it, I guess. I'm not sure if I forgot something. I believe I'm not. I'm so damn tired. I'm so tired, guys. Before we go any further, I want to take this brief moment here to thank all of you, my patrons, for the incredible support to my work here on YouTube, and especially my 5-Tail Fox Style member, the Holy Ball, and to all of my 3-Tail Fox Style members, Wallany Wolf, Fanny Sylvie, Heat Himself, Chile Not Serious, Eustace the Useful, Zealous Isaiah, Ala Rosas, Max Tenor, Nucutino, Avery, Halcyonic Eder, and TV8. Thank you very much. You guys are amazing. Also, thanks to everyone that have been supporting me on Ko-Fi, Kick, and to all of my YouTube members. You can support this channel live and growth with just $5 a month and gain access to many perks. This is less than a burrito. Check out my Patreon, link is in the description below. And that's it for today, my dear Foxlings. See you guys in the next one. Bye bye.